Okay guys, I'm back. Welcome to part 2 of the generic stream encapsulated IP traffic decoding tutorial. So in part 1, I just showed you a quick and easy way to just get started in Windows for decoding generic stream encapsulated DVB-S2 satellite IP traffic downlinks. And I promised in part 1 that I'll show you a lot better way to decode the traffic live using a combination of Windows and Linux. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? And yeah, again, this is my playlist of, stuff that you can do on a TV satellite. So yeah, there's a lot more than just video and radio goes onto those things. There's data and all kinds of fun stuff to have a look at. So yeah, you guys can check out this playlist in your own time. So what I've got to do now is we need to open up a PowerShell window as administrator. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to install Windows-Subsystem for Linux. So that is a compatibility layer where you can actually run Linux commands natively on Windows. It's not kind of native, but it's kind of like a nested virtual machine inside Windows kind of thing. So it's really nice to just have, you can just open up a PowerShell window and start typing Linux commands. It's really good way. Really streamlines the process of what we're trying to do with the generic stream decoding stuff. So yeah, we need to run a couple of commands now. So again, all these long commands, guys, I always write. So if there's any newcomers to my channel, I always write the commands in the description and also the pinned comment. So you guys can copy and paste without having to sit there, pause the video and type the commands out. So yeah, we're going to run this command here. I'm not sure how long this could take a while. So what I might do is I'll just like turn the camera off and speed the video up. So I'll see you guys shortly. Okay, that didn't take as long as it did when I was playing around today, practicing for this video. So yeah, all right, cool. What next? So we need to restart our computer now. So I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, the reason I can film the computer restarting is because it's running in VMware Workstation. So I wasn't going to tempt fate and uninstall my current GS decoding setup, unfortunately. Because when you get, everyone knows that when you get stuff working in Linux, don't touch it. Because if you try and mess with it, you'll probably break it. And yeah, at the end of this video, I'll probably use my 6908 and I'll just show you what like native baseband generic stream handling looks like compared to the 5927, which is just brute forcing and guessing essentially. For some reason, the taskbar takes a long time to load, so I can't copy and paste. Yeah, I can't copy and paste until... So, yeah, until the taskbar loads, and that loads VMware tools. Anyway, that's boring stuff. You guys don't care about that. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to install an Ubuntu distro inside Windows Subsystem for Linux. So I do it all the manual way because doing it, the official Microsoft instructions are just run 3 commands and it's all good in PowerShell. It never works like that for me, so I always install WSL manually. So I'll put a link in the description below where you guys can actually download this. Yeah, where you can download this manual file. I can't. Should be in here somewhere. Yeah, I'll show you guys. Yeah, that right there is what you want. So yeah, you guys can copy and paste this from the description below, and then just copy and paste it into your browser, and that should just launch the download thing, the download process automatically. It's 603 megabytes, so no worries. All right, so I've already got that folder. I've already got that file downloaded to my this generic stream decoding folder on my desktop. So I'm going to launch a PowerShell window as administrator. I need to cd into this directory here. So cd means change directory, guys, if you're not like Linux or like proficient Linux users. So I'll just write cd. Oh, I still can't copy and paste. Okay. Yes, I can. Don't forget, guys, when you're CDing in Linux and Windows, any folders that have a space in them, you have to put single quotes around the name that has spaces in it. So I'll hit enter on that. And then now we have to, so yeah, if I just run ls command, which is list, we can see we've got this file right here. So I'll just copy that. And then we need to write add app x package, and then we paste the file name there, and then we just hit enter on that. So I guess this video I'm recording now could also double as a Windows Subsystem for Linux installation tutorial. I might even just clip that and post it by itself. Okay, cool. So that seemed to have worked successfully. So we'll just open our start menu now, and hopefully we have a shortcut to Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. So I'm going to click that. Excellent, it's working. I was really worried this wasn't going to work, but I rehearsed it that many times today, and I was sure it was going to work, and it is. Excellent. Not sure how long this is going to take, so I might mute the microphone and turn my camera off, guys. I'll see you shortly. And it didn't take that long. Awesome. Excellent. So everything's working as it should now. So I'm going to enter a user account name. So I always just use username. And then I'm going to hit enter on that. Now it's going to prompt us for a password. So my password for all my Linuxes is password. I probably shouldn't be telling you guys that, but hey, I never face my Linux virtual machines or Linux installations to the internet anyway. So yeah, we'll just confirm. So just write password once more, lowercase one word, and then hit enter, and then awesome, we are in Linux. That's outstanding. So one of my pet hates in Linux is always having to enter your sudo password. Sudo is super user do, so it's the equivalent to running something as administrator in Windows. So I absolutely hate having to type that password every 10 minutes. So I always configure my Linux virtual machines or WSL to never prompt for a password. So we can do that by writing vi sudo. Whoops. Vi sudo. Hit enter. Oh, sorry. It has to be sudo vi sudo. Enter your password if prompted. We navigate with the down key all the way to the bottom of the document, and then we copy and paste the following text there. We then press, if you didn't call your WSL username like I did, you called it like John, you would substitute this text here for John, obviously, if that makes sense. So now we're going to press Control X. We're going to press Y and then hit the Enter key. And then now we should be able to run sudo commands without having to enter our passwords. That's very cool. All right, now we've reached the portion where we're actually going to configure WSL with all the apps and tools we need to decode generic stream now. So first we need to run sudo apt-get update and hit enter. This might take a little while because it's never been run before. This is a fresh Ubuntu installation. Okay, that finished successfully. Clear the terminal. And we need to install 3 applications. We need to install Python 3, Python 3 pip, and Tshark. So you can copy and paste this command, and then we put the Y flag on it, which will just confirm yes instead of asking us yes or no. And we can just hit enter on that. This will take a little while. So if you guys remember, if you watched part 1, you'll remember we had to edit one of the Python scripts for GSExtract because there's some kind of error that just stops decoding. We're going to have to do that for Linux too, but I'll show you guys how to do it via the command line inside Windows Subsystem for Linux. There's also an error with Scapy, I believe it is. Scapy is like a packet passing library for Python. That got updated recently within the last couple of months. It's actually incompatible with GSExtract, so we need to remove the version of Scapy that gets installed when we install GSExtract. Remove that, and then we install Scapy 2.5.0, and then that'll fix GSExtract. But anyway, we'll wait for this to finish first before we dive into it that hectically. No, it's installing Tshark now, so when you get greeted with this window here, we just select no. Should almost be finished. Yep, should almost be finished now. Okay, cool. So everything was successful. We've got no errors in the terminal, which is good. So I'll clear the terminal now. And now we actually get to the part where we install the star of the show, GSExtract. So I'll just copy and paste that command here. We press enter on that. So you see, we can see here that it's installing GSE, but it's actually installing the latest version, which will not work. So yeah, like I said before, we'll remove that, install the version that works, and then that'll restore GSExtract to a working version. Okay, that finished without any errors. All right, so now we remove GSE now with the following command here. And then that finished without any errors. Don't forget, with Linux, you'll see lots of different colors in the terminal, right? Typically, there'll be warnings and errors, but as long as they're not red. Red is bad in Linux, as you'll always get like yellows and greens and stuff like that. But yeah, if it's red, red is bad. All right, we'll just reinstall the version of GSE called 2.5.0. Or GSE, sorry, it might be. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce all these packages. Sorry. Okay, that's all good. And we can just, I'll clear the terminal now. We'll just confirm that GSExtract is working. Excellent. Everything has gone to plan. So now we need to fix that error that comes up, but prevents us from decoding a full file. So yeah, we need to I'll copy and paste this next command. And we're going to open up gseparser.py in the nano text editor in Linux. We use the down button to browse to, actually, we'll do it a better way. We'll hit Control /. We'll write 167 to jump to line 167. And then just like we did in part 1, guys, we'll add a hash. Whoops. We'll add a hash to each of the lines from line 167 to 172. So this is called commenting out, if you guys are not familiar with like the terminology when you're programming. So we just commented out this block of code here, which is responsible for just quitting the decoding process in GSExtract. So once you've successfully commented out those 6 lines, we'll hit Control X. We'll press Y to save the file and then press Enter. Okay, I think we're good to go with the tutorial now. That's excellent. So what I'll do is I'll move this over here. Don't need PowerShell anymore because we're doing everything in Linux now. So we actually need 2 terminal windows open for this next part of the tutorial. So I'll just open up a second Ubuntu window and we'll just place them down here. Hopefully my camera view's not gonna obstruct anything important. Yeah, just like part 1, guys, we'll launch, we'll launch TBS TS Recorder as administrator. And then we'll highlight our DVB-S2 card. We'll press OK. And then I'll put this here. We can open these terminal windows up as big as they'll go. And then, yeah, we're just going to target the same transponder we did before. I'm not going to tell you what satellite this is on, guys, because I don't want you to recreate this tutorial. It's only for educational and experimentation purposes only. Do not use any of my videos or tutorials for malicious purposes, please. And then, yeah, like part 1, we'll just leave the LNB settings the same. And then, yeah, we'll just change output stream to GS if it's not done so already. And then, yeah, you enter your frequency, symbol rate, and polarity. And we press lock transponder. And we have a lock status of locked. So everything is going according to plan thus far. Because I just want this to just run indefinitely and infinitely. So for the file size limit, we'll just write 5 nines, 99999. It's like 10 gigabytes or whatever. And then okay. With WSL now, we can actually browse to the Windows Subsystem for Linux file system. So if you open up your file browser, you'll see this new link here called Linux. So we can actually click that. And then this is it's kind of like a shared network folder for Windows Subsystem for Linux. So we can double click that. Home, username, just like your home directory on like a real Linux installation. And this is our home directory here. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this link and paste that in there, and we can see here we've actually got the network path to our Ubuntu Windows Subsystem for Linux. I guess it's a virtual machine. We'll just call it a VM for all intents and purposes, and it's going to write a file to our Linux's home directory titled dump.ts. And then hopefully this will work. I'll hit start record. I'll just refresh this directory here, and then inside Windows Subsystem for Linux, we actually have a TS file which is growing in size quite rapidly. So that is a very good sign that everything is working. I swear something's going to go wrong with this video recording. It always does. Everything's just gone too perfectly to plan. And we can see we've got a very high data rate. So we've already got almost 10 megabytes already in only 20, 30 seconds or something. So yeah, there's a lot of data getting transmitted on this transponder at the current point of time. So that's really, really cool. How do we decode it now? Well, this is what you guys have all been waiting for. So make sure you've got your 2 terminal windows open, guys. So the first command is actually going to be the GSExtract command. But this time you'll notice a fundamental difference. We actually have stream flag set. So this will just dynamically keep reloading the file once new packets arrive to the transport stream file. So yeah, the dump.ts file is currently getting lots and lots of data dumped to it. So what the stream flag does, it just keeps dynamically reading the new packets getting written to the file. So it's streaming it essentially. Isn't that what streaming is all about? And then the second command we're going to run in the bottom terminal window is actually Tshark. But we're also using tails to dynamically keep reloading the PCAP file as new packets are being written to the PCAP file from GSExtract. So we can actually watch the traffic live. Instead of capturing first and then decoding later, we can capture and decode and view all simultaneously at the same time. So this is why this is the more favorable method, in my opinion anyway. This is how me and all my satellite buddies accomplish this. So yeah, we're just going to hit enter on that command there. And we can see baseband frames are being decoded. And then we hit enter in the second terminal window. And there we have it. We've got lots and lots and lots of IP packets being displayed in our terminal window. So if we go back to our Linux home directory here, we can actually see the PCAP file being written in real time. And then with the command I ran in this bottom terminal window, we can actually see the PCAP file being written in real time, if that makes sense, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do that anyway. So yeah, I don't really need to open the PCAP file like we did that in part 1, didn't we? So, you know, you guys you can always copy this file back to your desktop. And then, yeah, then you can just view it in Windows, or you can just even launch it directly from here. It's up to you, really. So, yeah, that's it, really. So what I might do now is I'll actually show you guys how to, so we're using a 5927 for this, right? Which is not perfect, okay? If we use a TBS 6903, TBS 6983, and a TBS 6908, they're like the three most desirable cards. That actually has native handling of baseband frames. So it's actually a lot better. You actually get a lot more data. So I'm going to stop recording this part of the video. I'm going to get set up on that on my big computer. And yeah, I'll see you guys very shortly.